Hey there, YouTube. This is MT93 on Dillstrom channel. This is like my third or fourth attempt to actually try to do this video. Uh, like people won't stop calling me or message me on Facebook or so. Like, just stop. I'm trying to do a video. Just stop. Seriously, god damn. Um, but just right to the video. People have some people on some YouTubers. Sorry, not people. They're YouTubers. They've been doing freaking like their life story of Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I was just kind of interested. I think they're great. I think they're really cool, and I really love to hear how Yu-Gi-Oh really affected people, and how it still affects people today, and how the game is ever changing and always changes people. Uh, but my story is not very interesting. I don't really think. I think it's kind of boring because I still haven't gone to regional. I really wish I could. Right where I live now, there's actually I can go to a regional in Orlando, but yet again, it costs money, and I don't have the kind of resources and shit right now. So that said, let's just go. Let's just start. All right, all right. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since pretty much the dawn of it, ever since it first came out in America, and I've loved it. I've loved every second since. But I haven't been a player of Yu-Gi-Oh, if this makes sense, until a couple years ago. Now, this is what I mean. I mean, Mikey, if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, if you are a player of this game, so meaning that you know what cards do, card rulings, top tier decks, so on and so forth, stuff like that, and you actually know what the fuck you're talking about when you actually talk to someone about Yu-Gi-Oh. That said, I didn't really become someone like that until a couple years ago, mainly because I didn't have a local to go to for a majority of my life. So, shit happens. When the game first came out, my older brother LJ, he was so ecstatic about it because he knew that like this was gonna be something big. This was actually gonna be something. And in my personal opinion, in comparison, Pokemon sucks. I hate Pokemon, like the card game. To me, the mechanics suck. It's stupid, and shouldn't really exist in my point of view when it comes to the card game. The Game Boy games, that's fine. The anime, that's fine. But when they went to card games, I tried to get into it, but as soon as Yu-Gi-Oh hit, I immediately switched over, and I was happy as hell for it. Uh, man, I'm tired. Man, I'm doing this late at night, and now I've been working all day too. Been so many, kinds of shit. But anyway, just back to the video. You guys distract me. Don't do it. Um, and he was a great player, and he knew what he was doing early on. I mean, he knew right away that some of the best cards are going to be right now, so you might as well stock up on Regeki, uh, um, Harpy's Feather Duster. Of course, like the triple blue eyes at that point was a must, and it was, and I guess you could say he was really a forerunner of the game. He really knew, um, how to really capitalize on what he had and what he could get from other people by playing them. And the really sad part about that is that he doesn't really play anymore. Whenever I try to talk to him about it, he, reminisces about, the olden days of, Blue Eyes Ultimate and Cyberstein and other shit. But he doesn't really know anything past pretty much season 2 or 3. Basically, as soon as the God Card saga was over, he didn't play anymore. And why that is, my dumbass fault, and I'm sorry for all those YouTubers out there that really wish that they could have met this great person, play this great person, and everything else. My brother's alive. Don't get me wrong, but he is not a player anymore, and I really wish that he was. But why that is, though, and that's something I really want to go. I really want to venture into because I've been thinking about for this past couple of hours trying to do this video, and it really does mean something to me. he was really one of those guys that had the best deck, and of course, not having a local, he basically played people at the on our block in our neighborhood, and then he would go to school and take everyone to school, when it came to card games, and beat every single one of them. Pokemon wasn't as prominent, I don't think, as Yu-Gi-Oh was at that time, because everyone pretty much switched over. But you know, he would win right and left, and I think at that point, a lot of gambling, which to me is a freaking, oh god, it's a taboo to me. You never gamble, and the story has part of that why I don't gamble anymore. He really had like the best deck I think I've ever seen for someone of that era. He knew all kinds of locks. He knew how to really go for shit, and really how to beat people. He knew how to beat people, and that was really the thing back then. Like you have to know how to win, and he did it all the time. And his deck was really like everyone was trying to. I remember some people were actually trying to buy it off of him for like a couple $100s or something stupid. I don't like. I mean, that's something he told us, when I'm like in third or fourth grade. So at the time, I didn't really believe him. But thinking now, it's a possibility because he was that good of a player. Um, but me and my dumbass self, when I would go to elementary school, fourth or fifth grade, the game's been out for maybe a year or two, and kids at my school would bet cards, and I just wanted to be part of the crowd, so I would do it too. Of course, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes I would bet a card that I really wish I didn't bet because I thought it was going to be an easy win, and I lost miserably. So, eventually got to the point that I basically had like 10 cards left, so I couldn't even play. I mean, there was no point. No one wanted any of my shit. There was no point of even trying. And, gosh. The biggest mistake I've ever made in this game was that I took my brother's deck. This deck that was just so amazing, and he knew how to play it, and a lot of people, really wanted it. And I took it to school. And it's actually, the story doesn't really end because of me betting the deck and then I lose. No, I don't even get to the school. The bus driver at the time knew what we're doing because her son would play and bet cards and lose like all the time. He was horrible. He didn't even know what he was doing. And so what she did, she decided that I'm gonna put a stop to this. And I'm showing people on the bus, all the cards I got, how cool it is, who's gonna play me. Oh, you're gonna play me? Okay, I'll play you next. As soon as we get to school, we'll play in classes. Don't tell Miss Flory or whatever. I can't remember her name. Florin? No. But she saw me do it. She called me up to the front. Everyone's like, "Oh God, you're in trouble!" And I'm like, "Shit, what did I do?" Basically told me to hand over the cards, and I'll get them by the end of the day. And there was a couple of chuckles and laughs because I was telling everyone I was going to kick their ass and pretty much beat them right and left. And actually, when I was actually that age, I actually did say I'm going to kick your ass because I thought it was cool to curse. Um, I don't think it was really cool now. I just curse a lot because life's pretty shitty. uh, well, but her son decided to lie to her mother before he got the bus, and he was actually on my bus too. Uh, and freaking God, he basically went home with those cards, and I went home with nothing. My older brother, who got home like an hour or two before me, noticed his deck was missing. Searched everywhere for it. Searched through all my cards, through everything, and he was extremely pissed. And he basically yelled like oh my god, I have never seen this guy ever like. I don't think he's ever been that bad before, and ever since then, I don't think he's ever been that bad. When I basically had to tell him that, well, I lost your cards, and that was it. And and of course, like I was like 10 years old, like at best, so what am I supposed to do to make it up to him? I can't really I mean, I was thinking about maybe beating up the kid for the cards back, but yet again, he was a horrible player and he would gamble anything. He thought that he would eventually win, and every card was lost. He had basically nothing left. I think when I talked to him about it, I think all he had was a Celtic Guardian, and that was it. That was like, I'm not even sure if that was part of the deck or if that was his Celtic Guardian. I took it anyways because I'm a fucking prick. Or I was a fucking prick. I'm not that much anymore. I'm kind of tired. But yeah, it really sucked that I couldn't really give him his cards back. And if I could, I would actually make him a brand new deck now and get him back into the game. Because ever since then, he's not picked up the deck. He's never picked up any real cards. Me and my little brother try to get him back into it every now and then. Try to get him back into it when Synchros first came out. And he was really excited about Synchros because he knew it was going to be an awesome game mechanic. But he's afraid to invest in the card game, especially when packs were like $8. For a freaking just a regular pack that you could end up with something that was only worth like $2 at most. It was ridiculous of how expensive shit was back then. So he was like, I'm not gonna invest in this. And at this point, I was maybe middle school, getting ready for first year of high school, and I ended up moving up north to my dad. My older brother moved up there ahead of me to find a job after the whole economic crash and shit. And yeah, he yet again, I was trying to get him back into it, and I was getting really into it, and I was actually doing a lot of playing catch up because there was actually a couple players there, but there was yet again no local. They were basically getting out of the game because the local that people were going to closed, couldn't pay, of course, just closed, like foreclosed and shit. No one could pay for fucking rent. And so basically all the players disbanded. Then I ended up with some good cards. I remember I got, man, what did I get? I got some cool it was a really cool synchro, but I can't remember what it was. I really want to say it was something along, it was Darkened Dragon. I thought that was a really cool card at that time. But yeah, it was pretty much, sorry about that, hit the camera. But it's pretty much, I was just by myself playing and trying to find someone in my neighborhood to play. And yet again, my older brother, trying to get him into it, nothing was going on. And and also my younger brother also played. We played back and forth. What we actually did at one point, we would call each other, put each other on speaker, and literally play out and what do you have on the field? I have a Lusher Dragon, I have a Red Eyes, 3 cards face down, and Yami as my field spell, or something like that. And I'll be like, how many cards do you have in your hand? Oh, I have 3 cards. I have 3 cards in my hand. I have 7 cards in my graveyard. What cards are in your graveyard? And that's how we played for a while. And actually, that made us crazy good because we pretty much played up here and not on the field. And actually, I kind of want to start doing that again. But of course, people can cheat and just whatever. It doesn't matter. It's an awesome memory, so don't judge me. Oh god, I need to get some sleep. But anyways, he yet again didn't really want to play. I came down to Florida yet again to see my mom during the summer, and this was like halfway through high school. And that's when Xyz came out. That was really, really cool. Like Utopia is like a freaking 25 beat stick that could negate 2 attacks. That was amazing. I mean, if you were to be attacked, you would automatically be destroyed. But and yet again, we didn't know of the replay ruling at that point. But to me that's still a really good card. And be able to shrug it by because of so many reprints, and that's Konami's fault really. But seeing all those cool cards, seeing that I was afraid that Syncros are going out, and at that point I had a junk deck. Junk Synchron, Junk Destroyer, Junk Archer, Junk Berserker, Junk Warrior, all the junk people's face. And my little brother, he had I guess you could say he had a Dark Dragon deck. At one point he had Dark Iron Dragon, Darkness Metal, Red Eyes, Black Dragon, Black Chick, and he also went for Synchros as well. And I remember he actually had a super rare flammable guard, which I think at that point was like $15. It was crazy expensive. And they're also during and actually Actually, no, these came out later that year. During that summer, Star Strike Blast was out with, of course, the Shooting Star 10, which was, early in the year, and freaking Formula Synchron just came out in the pack. And I remember I would buy packs left and right. And I was trying to get that Formula Synchron, and I ended up having two of them. And I traded one off because I figured, like, I only need one. Why would I need to go for anything more? And I actually was pretty good right now Shooting Star between Turbo Booster and man, who did I have? Oh, Turbo Synchron. That's who I had. That's so, to me that's so long ago now because it wasn't really that good of a deck. It was just all about the Synchrons. But it was still fun. And at that point, like my little brother, he didn't know it, but there was actually a shop here, and there was a local that he could go to like this whole time that I was up north, and he was living down here with our mom, and I talked him into it because he was nervous as hell. Can you imagine not ever going to a local or playing people, you know, really, playing serious players for a while? But we were actually, we were happy as hell, but we were also sad that we were actually like really the only two Yu-Gi-Oh players, and any other Yu-Gi-Oh players disbanded, of course, because nobody could freaking pay for the cards. Um, and they went to the cards, and they went to like games like Magic. Naruto was big at that point, which I kind of wish was still alive now. Um, and just other shit that just that was around. But it was mainly Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm not Yu-Gi-Oh, Naruto. Sorry. So there's not really any Yu-Gi-Oh players. But what the Yu-Gi-Oh players did, they sold all their cards for like cheap, like dirt cheap shit, to the shop owner, Jim, and and freaking Jim, he was such a nice guy. I remember he was like, "Wait, you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh? You want to buy some cards?" I'm like, yeah, man, that'd be awesome. Half price, like the whole day, everything was half priced, and the most expensive shit was like $1. That's all he sold for. I remember we used to get Stardust for $1. Original print Stardust. Um, get everything from that to Power Tool to Archbeam to you know even Effect Veiler. I remember actually getting an Effect Veiler for $1 at one point. Because he didn't really check the prices. He would buy lots of cards if anything was ever selling, and then he would just put it in his binders or his giant box of commons. And that was the thing, like, having that variety of cards made, personally made me so much better because I could actually pick out cards and be like, I want to try this card. Oh man, that works. So, I might try this card. Oh, that works too. And I could actually, it was trial and error, but I could actually choose cards to actually make a deck with. It wasn't really like that stack of cards, and only so many would actually work together, and then I had to fill in the spaces with whatever I had left. And I know that sounds like makes me sound like such a noob, but back then it was amazing for me. I never had that before. So like actually later on that same year, I ended up moving down here with my mom because of family issues, and we kept on going to that local, and me and my younger brother kept on going time and time again. If there was ever a Yu-Gi-Oh player that ever came in, like come back in, we'll do trades, we'll play, we'll just have a good time, and we slowly got players. We got when Naruto died. I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about the game. Yes, the character's probably gonna die, but just back to the story. Um, when the card game died, a lot of those players went back to Yu-Gi-Oh. But of course, they didn't know. They pretty much left at the beginning of 5Ds, and they came back with Zexal, so they're learning about Synchro monsters, going to the extent of that, learning Exceed monsters again, and it was just really cool to see that these guys who were awesome players going to regionals and tournaments and shit for years losing to me and my little brother. It was just amazing. It was it made me feel like I was actually something, and we actually stayed on top like that for a while, basically until other series players got back into the game, and that was probably the summer before senior year, so like a year later roughly. And at that point, let's see, Order of Chaos was around. I think it was like a little bit like it came out at the beginning of it came out at the beginning of 2012 or so, and then Galactic Overlord and all that. So of course windups, the fish deck, Banish Fish shit came out, freaking Sectors too, and those decks, like those were top tier decks at that point, and they came into our local, and we had no defense for them. We had nothing to prepare ourselves for them, because of course we had real players, but they didn't have top tier decks. So it was, they didn't have the decks of the time as they used to, so they basically had to rebuy cards from the gym, or, the shop owner gym, and try to make their decks, like, as best they could, which was good, but was also bad. And then and of course, the newer sets came out, some more XEs, and of course they jumped on the bandwagon of archetypes. And at that point, I didn't really have an archetype. I had a Synchron deck. Same with my little brother, who had, a dragon deck, which had like Darkness Metal and like Flamethrower Guard and all kinds of cool shit. Uh, Man, freaking I remember about it was pretty much right when Return of the Duels came out. And I know this seems like rather recent, but this really means something. That's when I actually really chose that I was going to do an archetype deck. I was trying to figure out what archetype I was going to do. I was like, maybe heroic because I love warriors. No, heroics pretty much suck, and they never really had the support that they should have had. Then I was like, what about Gaga? Well, the cards are crazy expensive, and you can't really get them. They're so freaking hard to get. And I had a basic XZ deck for like the longest time, just like with Feedback Warrior, Marauding Captain. It was basically XZ spam deck with just pretty much warriors, like freaking Ross to stretch out any warrior, Feedback Warrior to go into an instant 3, Marauding Captain to help special summon, Galtenberg to help special summon, and just had fun that way. So and it worked. I had Excalibur, I had Windups and Mains, Utopia, and I even played freaking Utopia Ray when it actually I got like a pull a pack, and oh my god, Utopia Ray, they're freaking ultimate rare. Utopia Ray, I remember at that point people were I think it was like $30 for the card, which the card, like, to me sucks, because I thought you had to use 3 light monsters or Utopia and 2 other light monsters. So no matter what, you have to have 3 light monsters just to bring them out. Until I eventually learned that you can just top them, and which is fine, but his effect sucks still. Anyways, besides that, freaking a lot of players start going to really awesome top decks. Like freaking, I freaking bought so many special editions of Return of the Duels. I should have just bought a box, because I would have made so much more money, so much better trades. And a lot of people who, like, there were, a player actually did Madolche because he grabbed all my Madolche cards. A player did, freaking Spellbook because I traded off my Spellbook cards. I wasn't interested in Spellbooks because I didn't understand what they were at the time. And it was really dumb of me to do shit like that, but I didn't care. I was trying to look for an archetype for myself to really play and enjoy playing. So, it is what it is. But, man, I'm trying to think. Brain dead here. I remember, like, Abyss Rising, I was like, well, maybe I'll try to do Mermails. No, Mermails, yet again, super expensive and hard to do. And at that time is when I really learned that archetypes are not easy to build. You have to really go for them. Do your best to really trade for them and get what you can get. And I remember freaking, after that, Cosmo Blazer, of course. And Cosmo Blazer, oh, Fire Fist was everything. And I was like, what, I'm going to try to get that Fire Fist, because I know Fire Fist is going to be amazing. I know what it can do, and I really want to play it. Well, just kind of skipping ahead, I didn't even get Bear until it got reprinted in the fucking 10, alright? So, I don't think anybody can really, say shit about that, because Bear's fucking, like, you couldn't get Bear. Bear was, like, super expensive. It was retardedly expensive. Sorry, that was a little rant. But I kept on collecting the cards. By that time, that's when I got my girlfriend, Carrie 1516, into the game, and she was collecting all these cards for me, and she didn't seriously play, But she liked Roy, she liked Cyber Dragon, and that's why I tried to build it for her. Uh, and after pretty much that, it, I didn't really choose like a serious deck until um V for Victory came out, and I know that was just last year, but I was like, I should build a Utopian Chaos deck. Just build a deck for just around Utopia Ray and Utopia Ray V, and when Victory eventually comes out, and I'm actually gonna do that deck profile again, and it's actually 1,000 times better now than how it was. But you guys want to see the deck profile, the older deck profile, um, link in the description below. But yeah, and I really try to build that deck and try to grab cards for other archetypes, and that's why I'm actually building all these decks now, because I've been collecting all these cards, and then just recently things just kind of fall into place. I can build the decks, so it works out. And I think my very first archetype deck that I can actually say I built legitly for competitive play, like all the way, like there's no flaws, there's nothing wrong with the deck, and I guess that would have to be Fire Fist. And I actually built Fire Fist about a month or two before I even made the deck profile, and I was just having so much fun with it. I was just like, wow, this deck is so good, and of course it was good. I mean, it's fucking Fire Fist, but I remember like E-Dragons too. E-Dragons were bullshit. Everyone knows that story. But yeah. I mean, I didn't really want to make this video any much longer. It's like 26 minutes. So if you guys like to hear me ramble, put a comment below if you like it. If you guys hate me ramble, put a comment below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Duelist Jump Facebook page, link in the description below. Thanks for watching.